I am also cisgender, white, a son, a brother, a best friend, a born Kansan, now New Yorker in my 5th NYC apartment, a global citizen, and I am gay. These are just some of my individualities that make me who I am. I would not be able to speak openly as a queer person right now without the LGBTQ+ leaders, especially transgender women of color, who fought extremely hard for equality and whose bravery carved out a space on the stage for people like me. I want to take you back to the baseball fields in my hometown of Basehor, Kansas. They are where my earliest memories of feeling community live. Everyone from my small one-stoplight town outside of Kansas City could be found there on a hot summer's night. The roar of cheers and cowbells from the bleachers during that 9th inning rally to the satisfying taste of a hot dog and Coca-Cola after that win. Everything about it felt right, safe, and extremely Americana. And I grew up at those ball fields. I went from being the ornery, curly-headed kid constantly getting into trouble to the scrappy athlete obsessed with playing baseball while his dad coached third base, to a very confused teenager who eventually fell out of love with the game by the time he was 16. Faggot, queer, you're so gay. These are just some of the hurtful words that came out of my teammates' mouths, and oftentimes my own, as a defense mechanism. Those types of words also echoed beyond the baseball diamond through the halls of my high school. To an extent, that was the same type of bullying I heard at 7 years old, when I loved cartwheeling in gymnastics class with my older sister Emily. Unfortunately, after a year, I quit to focus on more macho sports like football and basketball. Little Lucas, he had no clue he was gay, but he definitely knew Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" was one of his favorite songs. I did everything I could, though, to hide those little secrets in my adolescence because of the fear, the shame, and the disappointment I felt. However, it did not define my younger years because being gay fell so far outside of the normal that I was surrounded by. There were no openly queer mentors in the late 90s or early 2000s in my town, nor did television or politics really paint an inclusive picture for the queer community. I was very confused. Throughout history and today, there are so many examples how this idea of us versus them has led humans to oppression based off of the marginalization of identifiers such as gender, religion, race, sexuality, language, ethnicity, socioeconomic status. Horrific examples include the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, the Holocaust, the Rwandan genocide, the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, or the current inhumane treatment of refugee families seeking asylum at the US-Mexico border. The AIDS epidemic killed over 15,000 people before President Reagan ever addressed it before Congress, even though funding to research treatments or finding a cure should have never been a partisan issue, but rather a simple, immediate human reaction. Historically, it was easy for humans to silo themselves within their homogenous communities, but now with the ability to mobilize via planes, research far-off lands online, and communicate via simple text or video chat, our world continues to get smaller. Collaboration with people who are different than us is inevitable. I've been all over the world with my career. It's taken me from Peru to Uganda to Nepal and over 35 other countries, each with unique cultural customs and norms. I'm very lucky. I've been able to learn from some of the best NGOs that are working with the communities that they serve in order to uplift and empower them. I've lived with host families in mud brick homes that collaboratively broke ground on 25 primary schools in developing countries, and I've sold roadside tamales with my friend Jackie in Peru. I've always tried to immerse myself through service in order to yield solidarity with people who possess identifiers much different from my own. But unfortunately, often in my travels, many of the countries have strict and specific laws created to discriminate against the LGBTQ+ community. It would be easy for me to say, no thanks, I'm not going there. But instead, I know that in order to build community with more conservative cultures, I need to immerse myself slowly. This means I don't always lead with the fact that I am gay in my first introduction, a privilege I recognize, as sexuality does not have a physical appearance. But in my experiences, I've found that lack of exposure can breed hate, but I optimistically believe that no one is inherently bad. If I wrote these people off abroad or even at home, who have been taught and conditioned their entire life to believe that being gay is wrong, I would never have a chance to share life with them. And without accepting or tolerating their beliefs in a respectful way, how could I ever expect them to do the same or, furthermore, change their minds? I refuse to dismiss them, but rather I want to find commonalities or understanding through empathy. And then sometimes, when I feel comfortable that I can open up about my life, I tell people that I'm gay. Not every time is met with 100% acceptance, but I'm always shocked by who is accepting and celebratory. Especially those who are quick to like an Instagram photo of me living my best, fabulous life with my friends in wigs and heels, living our best damn life. It's all about balance, and you know what? Sometimes you just don't give a damn what people think about you. Since 2014, I've come out to so many people. We don't necessarily agree with you, but we accept you and respect you because you brought so much joy to our village, and we view you as family in our community. Village chiefs in Malawi, Africa, after I told them that I would like to have a husband someday. We are shocked. We don't understand. Are you sure? We love you. My mom and dad, my now proudest allies. Parents, know that you will not always say the perfect things when your child comes out, but know that words can hurt. They can really hurt. Genuinely apologize and learn how to love the happiest version of your child. I'm really sorry for how I treated you. I'm so happy for you and who you've become. Many of my teammates from high school baseball. We're all searching for similar things in life, just from much different lenses and lived experiences. Often we are yearning for acceptance, happiness, financial freedom, confidence, community, love, good health. If we can realize this, collaborating, coexisting, and finding common ground becomes so much easier. And then that's when a path can be fostered for those people's minds and hearts to be changed about those that they have othered. My hometown, which is very far from liberal NYC, has shown up for me in more ways than I could have ever imagined. Many of them vote differently, they believe differently, love differently than I do, but if I just shut them out from the beginning, I sure as hell would not have some of the best people I know in my life. I guarantee you that if you focus on immersion and lead with empathy, you might be surprised just how connected you feel when the next person, be it your son, daughter, spouse, neighbor, or a complete stranger, expresses their unique truth with you for the very first time. Thank you so much. I'm Lucas Turner, and I am a speaker who dares. Yeah!